Shanti. बच्चों को ईश्वर गति से ऊंचा उठाने के बच्चों को फरिश्ते स्वरूप से उड़ाने के लिए इतना श्रेष्ठ मेहताब का ये दिवस सोना कितना मेहताब सिर्फ सोने का दिवस नहीं, लेकिन विश्व की आत्माएं, ब्रह्मात्माएं और सेवा की गति का परिवर्तन ड्रामा में नोंदा हुआ था, जो बच्चे भी देख रहे हैं। विश्व की आत्माओं की बुद्धिवानों की बुद्धि पर बुद्धि का परिवर्तन हुआ, संपर्क में आए, सहयोगी बने, ब्राह्मण आत्माओं में श्रेष्ठ संकल्प द्वारा तीव्र गति से वृद्धि हुई, सेवा के प्रति संजोश वादर की गिफ्ट ने विहंग मार्ग की सेवा आरंभ की। ये गिफ्ट सेवा की लिफ्ट बन गई, परिवर्तन हुआ ना। अब आगे चल और सेवा में परिवर्तन देखेंगे। अभी तक आप ब्रह्मात्माएं अपने मन की मेहनत से प्रोग्राम्स बनाते हो, स्पीच तैयार करते हो, निमंत्रण कार्ड छपाते हो, कोई वीआईपी को बुलाते हो, रेडियो टीवी वालों को पुरुषार्थ का सहयोगी बनाते हो, धन भी लगाते हो, लेकिन आगे चल आप स्वयं वीआईपी हो जाएंगे। आपसे बड़ा कोई दिखाई नहीं देता। समझा ना सभी ने? समझा?
Shanti. Avyakt signal. Remain constantly in the stage of a detached observer. In order to be beyond or create the stage of a detached observer, pay attention to two things. 1. I am a great soul. 2. I, the soul, am a guest in this old world and in this old body. By being aware of being a great soul and a guest, you'll easily and automatically become free from all attachments and attractions and be beyond and have the stage of a detached observer.
Om Shanti. Welcome to Vikti Parivar. Welcome to new series. Today is the 1st March and our first day of the elevated versions. Om Shanti, the great mantra, silent sound of the soul. Speak less, speak softly, speak sweetly. So now let's listen from Mohini Didi.
Om Shanti, everyone. Happy? Okay. Yes, very good. How many of you have met Dadi Gulzar? Let me see hands. Very few. How many of you have seen Dadi Gulzar? Not when Abhyak Babdada in her, but just Dadi Gulzar. Hmm. Dadi Gulzar also came to New York, I think, few times. She was in California, so different places. She was very, now she became the medium, was a chariot for Avek Dada, but it was in 1975, 75, yeah, I think, 74 or 75. So she used to travel at that time. The two of us, we had many new centers, so we traveled for about 3 months. She wanted to go everywhere, but I was in Guyana, and it was news center. Just imagine that she gave 7 days course, and there were 80 souls who used to come every day, and she will give 7 days course, right? And so I have seen her journey not only from there, but I have seen her journey in Delhi also. She has of course, unique part, unique personality, but very unique characteristics. And she was sharing that how when she start having all these visions, right, of Kalpatri, of cycle and all that. So Baba knew she has a special part. So once Baba told her that lot of service will be done through your eyes. So there were a lot of children, no? She shares story of 80 children together. So Baba used to keep her more, not get involved with children activities. Sometimes she used to say, why Baba doesn't allow me to play? Why does Baba used to say, no, you have special part. And she was only 10 years old. And Baba won't allow her to mix with others because Baba will keep her near and Baba will talk to her. And so she became very, very introverted, very silent. I never saw her from very beginning. She always spoke very little. Many times we will say, Dadi, speak, but Dadi, speak. And then she will speak few words. So this silence and introversion But also, this was not something like controlled or suppressed, but very elevated one. It was nothing forced, but very, very naturally, because she doesn't think much, right? Not because she doesn't have capacity, but she observes. She's observing Baba's role, she's observing drama's role, she's observing everyone's role, just observing and seeing it played, it's being played. So there were not many thoughts about shouldn't be like this or it should be like this, why it is like this. No. It's same like Brahma Baba, no? Brahma Baba never questioned whatever anyone is doing, but Baba will give the teachings, Baba will give Srimad, this is what is right. And then Baba will watch, Baba will observe, Baba will mention to Mama, sometimes Mama will sit and explain and tell what should be corrected and how. So she was unique in a way. There were so many dadis, and of course every dadi has one's own specialty, but hers were unique, right? And she was so much into self-respect. Never what others say to her about her, think about her, nothing ever affected her. Because we have to stay in our self-respect, right? And because of that, she was of course very humble. I remember that we used to have cultural programs in Om Shanti Bhavan. So she used to come little late. So in cultural programs, all seats get very full. And those days there was not reserved seats like they now keep for all dadis and seniors. So she will come in the room and doesn't matter. She will just look around. And of course, we all gave her seat to sit. But I was surprised that she is so humble. She doesn't demand or say, oh, I'm senior, so I have this right, right? Never. For seat or for respect or opportunity. It's just very, very much into not only self-respect, but contentment. I have to increase my self-worth. I have to do that, right? Self-respect and self-worth and give respect to others. And she knew where to interact, where not to interact. So very beautifully, the way she has her relationships. And then whenever she spoke, it's like, of course, very, very wise words. Once there was a meeting, and in the meeting, sometimes some people are loud and some start criticizing, and so some were not happy about that. So in those days, she used to go to Baba and bring messages for every situation. So Baba said, but it's badminton, no? So they throw in badminton, they play with it. So sometimes the words are also like that. And I still remember that we were all laughing after that. Why we felt so bad? Why we have to react for everything? That means her lightness about everything. And of course, through Baba's messages, and then all that. Then she became, when Baba became aware, then Bhog was offered on 21st January 1969. And Baba said she will be the official messenger. and she's the only one whom Baba will choose as medium to speak the Murli. And how gently, with lot of self-trust, she accepted her role and played it very naturally. And you know that there was a time, 13 hours, uh, 7 o'clock in the evening until next morning 7, Baba will be speaking, meeting groups, meeting personally, and she 13 hours sitting. So it was definitely, uh, important role, because whatever Baba spoke through her, she was embodiment. So everyone believed it, right? But if there is contrast between what she is and what Baba is saying, then people will talk, no? Murli is very good, but look at Dadi. But now they say both, look at Dadi and look at what Baba is saying, is like same. And that is why it's so important for all of us also. We could say very, very elevated things, but our own nature, behavior, characteristics have to be equivalent, right? So her deep silence, and that silence also had peace and power. It was not like controlled mind, but very peaceful, very loveful, contentment, and I would say self-trust, self-respect. So the first word which we always know in the universe and also when Baba comes is Om Shanti. That is, I am a peaceful soul. Because peace is love, peace is power. When mind is peaceful, it thinks very positive. And when mind is not peaceful, start thinking all different kinds of things, which later on we realize were not good ones. So Dadi Gulzar speaking Om Shanti, the way she will say Om Shanti, it was really, really created so much silence, so much silence. So we all also look at Dadi Gulzar, hear her words, and how she was so light whenever she spoke. And also anytime, like, whenever there's situation, we listen to one person, but with her, she will say, I listen to both sides. But not only that, someone said, Daddy, this one said this. Daddy said, okay, I can call other person and say in front of her. She will not repeat those words. It was very interesting. No, sometimes we start saying, this one said this, and then I say, and I have indirectly heard, right? And then why should I say also? Because maybe for me, it's not karmic account, right? So she will call both sides and say, you tell this one to this one. And some agreed to come together, some not. But she will not do it. I was remembering today that she will never repeat who said what for someone, because that's not what you have heard, right? So it is through someone you are hearing. So she has her way to keep her, what I call it, neutral karmas. Because if someone has karmic account with other soul and I also start saying same way, I am also creating karma. No? So how to be neutral in deciding, in doing, I remember a few years ago there was a situation and she wouldn't want to describe even that. She said, call that person, will tell what that person exactly it is instead of saying, because it's very subtly, words create karmic accounts too. So there were lot of very subtle qualities and characteristics based on knowledge and keeping herself very clean in karmic accounts with words. And that silence, right? You are listening, you are seeing all that, but you are internally very, very silent about everything. And that's the power, right? Power of silence. Otherwise, naturally it happens, no? When you listen, then you think, then you repeat sometimes. I'm also kind of trying to underline not to say anything because it's not I have heard directly, right? Through someone. So this inner silence based on very royal qualities of purity. So we all have to, the sound of silence. Why we said sound of silence? Because it was from deep silence that words come out. Because that's the real ones. Om Shanti is not just words, Om Shanti, but real, I am peaceful soul. So that eternity, eternal stage of the soul. Baba always talks of soul consciousness and remembrance of Baba. Soul consciousness and remembrance of Baba. So it's really, really very beautiful. Uh, so we used to go and take the tea from Dadi, and we used to feel Baba's presence. Say, Baba, Dadi, Baba, as you give this tea as Baba is giving. She said, but you all come see me because of Baba. We said, no, no, we love you also. So it was how both of them, Avyak Babdada and Dadi Gulzar, they start becoming like alike. The presence, the virtues, the drishti, the power, everything was very, very, very natural. So we all also should practice this and we see how we have to also become like Baba, right? That's our effort. And Baba will help also. No? Baba must have helped Adi Gulzar too. That's why she was so natural. So these 2 weeks we will be sharing different stories of Adi Gulzar, different her specialities, her qualities, and her thoughts, words, and actions were same. Very, very clean, very light, very pure soul. So these are some of the qualities of Dadi Gulzar. And the words, we call it sound of silence because a deep silence, very deep silence. So we also will say Om Shanti with that deep silence. Om Shanti.
Om Shanti. Wonderful, wonderful start. Beautiful sharing. Thank you, Didi. And now let's start a Bhakti journey. Yes, we are still here. And we would like to take leave from all of you in the end. as tomorrow we are traveling to India, to Madhuban. So please, we want your good wishes. Okay, welcome to our Vyakti Journey, Sakar Murli, the beautiful meeting of the ocean and the rivers.
ब्रह्मलोक का रहने वाला आया है देने को ज्ञान। वो था ब्रह्मा के तन में, वो था ब्रह्मा के तन में, किसी किसी ने लिया पहचान। ब्रह्मलोक का रहने वाला आया है देने को ज्ञान।
तो ऐसे ऐसे समझ कर करके बच्चे फिर कोशिश करके दूसरी जगह से हटा करके फिर बाप को याद कर देना, और फिर भी महिमा सहित ये भी समझते हैं कि बाबा को याद करने से जितना याद करेंगे, ऐसे याद की यात्रा, जितना याद करेंगे उतना हमारा पाप कट जाएगा। ऐसे नहीं कहा हम जितना याद करेंगे उतना बाबा याद करेंगे ना, ऐसे कोई कायदा नहीं है। बाबा को कोई अपना पाप काटने का है, कैसे बाबा को कोई पापात्मा कहा जाते हैं? पापात्मा कहा जाते हैं मनुष्यों को, देवता तो होते ही नहीं है यहाँ। बाकी रहे मनुष्य, वो सभी है पापात्मा, और क्योंकि ये दुनिया ही पापात्माओं की है। यहाँ बैठते भी हो पावन बनने के लिए, और ये भी जानते हो निश्चय है कि हम यहाँ बैठे हुए हैं पर पावन के आगे, क्योंकि शिव बाबा भी तो यही है ना। दोनों को उन्हें लोन लिया हुआ है, सही तो अपना है नहीं, तो इसे घड़ी भूल जाते हैं। नहीं तो अंजाम है हमारा जरूर, और बाप से ही अंजाम है। भक्ति मार्ग में जन्म जन्मांतर का, तो बाबा जब आप आएंगे तभी आपका बनेंगे, आपका बन करके फिर दुनिया के मालिक बनेंगे। तो हमेशा दिल से पूछते रहो, ऐसे पूछते हैं, ऐसे नहीं तो कनेक्शन लिंक कोई जुट जाती है नहीं। ये तो बच्चे सभी जानते हैं कि जो बाप से बुद्धि योग की जो लिंक है वो घर घर टूट जाती है। तो बाप कहते हैं फिर भी कोशिश करके या वहां से फ्राई करके फिर भी बाप को याद में लग जाओ, क्योंकि बाबा जानते हैं कि लिंक टूटनी है जरूर, घड़ी घड़ी टूटेंगी। फिर चूरो और जब भी जगह से हट करके फिर बाप को याद करेंगे, फिर भूल जाएंगे। तो इसको कहा जाता है इस समय की बुल भुलैया का खेल है, क्योंकि अब चल रहा है प्रैक्टिकल में, और बाप फिर समझा रहे हैं। तो जो भूल होती है वो जितना जो बाप को याद करेंगे, याद करने की भी तो बाबा मार्जिन देते हैं, इतनी महिमा करते हैं कि याद करते 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 तुम्हारा पाप सब कट जाएंगे। फिर नंबरवार पुरुषार्थ तो करते ही है, और अगर अच्छी तरह से याद में रहे तो फिर सुधारना स्थिति में आ जाएंगे। तो अपनी जांच करते रहो, तभी बाबा कहते हैं रात को बैठ करके अपना वो डायरी रखो और समिति में बैठो, हम सारे दिन में कहाँ कहाँ हमारी बुद्धि गई। फिर वो भी अगर लिख दिया तो बाबा, और समझाने में भी तुम बच्चों समझाएंगे कि भाई कहाँ क्यों चले गए तुम, जब भक्ति मांग रहे तभी तो कहते थे हम आपको याद करेंगे, अभी बताओ लिस्ट बताओ कहाँ चले गए, तो बाबा समझाएंगा। फिर जब बहुत आते हैं ना ये चार्ट वगैरह, तो उनमें ये लिखना चाहिए। वो तो ठीक है, लिखते हो कम 2 मिनट 10 मिनट भाई 2 घंटा 1.5 घंटा बाबा की याद, बाकी कहाँ याद गई वो लिखो। समय समय लिखो तो बाबा उनके ऊपर भी खाली 1-2 दृष्टांत लिखेंगे, मैं सबकी बता दूंगा, क्योंकि किन किन की ऐसी ऐसी दशा जाती होंगी। तो 2-3 की पढ़ेंगे तो वो बता देंगे, देखो कहाँ कहाँ जाते हैं, आत्मा कहाँ दौड़ती है। तो आत्मा नहीं दौड़ती, आत्मा में जो बल बुद्धि ये है, ये भागते हैं।
प्रकाश कुंड की वो ज्वाला जिसने हर एक ज्योति जगाई, प्रकाश कुंड की वो ज्वाला जिसने हर एक ज्योति जगाई, उनको देखते ही सबने फिर से आत्म रोशनी पाई। उसकी वाणी सुन के बन गए उसकी वाणी सुन के बन गए तुच्छ मानव देव समान।
बच्चों पे रूहानी बाप दादा का दिलो जान से गर्लफ्रेंड से याद प्रारंभ गुड नाइट। रूहानी बच्चों पे तो रूहानी बाप की नमस्ते।
Om Shanti. So tomorrow will be Wednesday and we will have a Vyakti Children Murli class from 5 to 5:30 and rest of the schedule will remain same. And of course, as Mohini Didi is traveling, we are traveling, but still Vyakti Parivar will be on. You will be able to hear us, hear Didi as well. So, and also we have 3 times during the day, 10 minutes bhakti. So today is the first day and we will do our we will listen sharing from Kala Didi. So it's about Dadi ji, Dadi Gulzar ji, and I would like to invite our dear angel Kala Didi. Welcome.
Om Shanti. Beautiful sight, beautiful opportunity, and my fortune to be with the Avyakti Parivars through these next few days and to walk hand in hand with our dearest Dadi Gulzar ji. She is with us, right? You can feel her presence, her softness, her gentleness, her silence. It's all coming alive, isn't it? And I was just remembering today, actual Shivratri day. And last year, Shivratri day was the day she became Avyak. Shivratri, Shiv Jayanti was Dadiji's favorite festival. She loved to hoist Baba's flag in all of Baba's places. And I think she waited for that day to become Avyak. So beautiful memories and lovely recollections from Didi about her times with Dadi Gulzar. And I particularly liked her underlining this aspect of naturalness. No, nothing about Dadi was forced. It came from inside out. She was quiet, she was silent, but at the same time very light. And that's pretty rare to see, people who are silent and quiet. You can feel a little heaviness from them, but not with her. Very, very light. And I also very much like this aspect of being neutral. No, Dadi is neutral. Um, and I think being neutral is one of the signs of purity. So not this way, not that way, but absolutely neutral and being able to see both sides equally. And Dadi displayed that, demonstrated that. So that's beautiful. So today we have taken the aspect of the mantra of Om Shanti. Now you would think that if we talk about Om Shanti, it should be Dadi Janaki, right? Because she was the one who always went Om Shanti, Om Shanti, Om Shanti. But we have chosen this mantra for Dadi Gulzarji because you always felt the Om Shanti from her. It was in her presence, in her vibrations, and of course in her voice, but especially the vibrations that she spread all around. And as you know, this word Om, Om Shanti actually is very well known even in the path of devotion. As Didi was saying earlier on, that it's supposed to be the first sound of creation. And Baba sometimes says that books upon books they write in the path of bhakti on the word Om. Om. They have big volumes of books just to explain what is Om. And Baba comes and explains it in a very simple way that I, the soul, am peace. How simple could that be? And I think it's also true that it's the first sound of creation, because how did Baba start creating in the beginning? Through Om chanting, right? Through the Om Mandali, Om chanting. So I think that's been captured in the scriptures pretty correctly, that it's the first sound of creation. But it's not as complicated and convoluted as people say. It's very simple. And all it takes is this simple understanding: I am soul, I am peaceful. And reading through some of Baba's Murlis, in which Baba is actually emphasizing the word Om Shanti, and to really stabilize in the meaning and the vibrations of Om Shanti, is actually spreading rays of peace. And it's true, because every word, I think, has its own vibrations, right? Some words, even if you don't know the language, you can get the vibrations of it. You like it, you think it's something soft, it's something nice. And other words you can instantly also pick up from the vibrations. And I know many who listen to Murli in Hindi for the vibrations, not because they'll understand the language, but for the vibrations. And so I'm just thinking how Dadi Gulzar really embodied Om Shanti mantra in such a way that the vibrations and the meaning of Om Shanti, I am peace, emanated from every part of her body, from her mind, from her heart, from her face, of course, and definitely from her eyes. And so we have taken up that as our homework for tomorrow. And as you know, what we are doing within the homework, if we can have the homework slide. This is captured from Baba's Murli. Om Shanti, the great mantra. Saying Om Shanti automatically spreads a wave of peace internally. No matter what happens, even in an atmosphere of tears, the words Om Shanti remind us of peace. And we all know this to be true because the Brahma Kumaris are also known as the Om Shanti people. So wherever there is a calamity, catastrophe, earthquake, you will see Baba's children there, and they will be known as the Om Shanti people. And they look forward to us, right? Even though we provide physical help sometimes in those instances, but what they look forward is the vibrations of peace, the donation of peace. And today, I think, and these days, especially as we are in a very critical time, I think it's appropriate that we've chosen this mantra of Om Shanti to really internalize and stabilize in that meaning and vibrations of Om Shanti tomorrow as much as we can, and see the impact of that in the rest of our activities and in the rest of our conversations and language, how it comes. So if I could also have the other homework slide, which we will go over, just for those who were not here yesterday. This is what we'll be doing through the next 2 weeks. The homework is Amrit Vela, revising the day's awareness, which will be Om Shanti awareness for tomorrow. Through the day, you will carry your subtle recording device up in your intellect, attention, recording device, how you're speaking, you're recording yourself. And then midday and evening, you take time, few minutes, couple of times in the day, to play back any conversation that stands out over the past few hours, anything that you have said or heard that has stayed with you. And then what do? Erase the parts that you do not like or you would like it to be different. And this you have to do with Baba's help. Give it to Baba. And then re-record in your mind how you would do it again if you were given a chance, how you would say the same thing in a different way with different words. Yes, so that's what you're doing 2 times a day to check. And then at night, reflect on your contentment or satisfaction with your effort, how Om Shanti you were, for example, tomorrow at the end of the day. And then check the impact that is left on someone or a situation. If you can identify, what your Om Shanti stage did in a situation, that would be great. Also, if you can identify an incident where you surprised yourself, send us that story. So that is the homework for the whole 2 weeks. And we will now go into the actual homework and meditation.
Om Shanti, the great mantra. Saying Om Shanti automatically spreads a wave of peace internally. No matter what happens, even in an atmosphere of tears, the words Om Shanti remind us of peace.
ओम शांति का महामंत्र। ओम शांति कहना स्वतः ही अंदर शांति की लहर फैलाता है। भले कुछ भी हो, लेकिन ओम शांति शब्द रोने का वायुमंडल हो तो भी ओम शांति शब्द हमारे को शांति की याद दिलाता है।
Om Shanti.
Om Shanti, everyone. After 2 years, I think almost, right? Leaving this room, this house, traveling to go to India. First we go to Delhi one night, and then from there to Udaipur, and then Udaipur to Shantivan, 3 hours. So long trip, but I was feeling as if I have to fly over even this war zone and just give Sakash. So just being Shiv Shakti, but also angel of peace, and do Mansa Seva all the time so that souls can get Baba's protection and the intellects can be touched to bring peace in the world. Because war never ends, right? Once it begins, it continues in some form or other. That is why keep chanting Om Shanti. Om Shanti will be useful not only for the self, but for all the souls of the world, which I think everyone needs it. Even the souls who are responsible for starting any kind of violence need some peace. Because when they will experience peace, they will know how important it is for everyone else to be peaceful. So they come out of this struggle for power or peaceless mind or some kind of discontent. And of course, ego is a big thing, right? So all of us together will have good wishes and spread very, very powerful thoughts, not only through mind, but even through words. Om Shanti, Om Shanti. And of course, I take leave, and I know I'm not going alone. You all are coming with me. So we will travel together, and everyone's good wishes, Baba's blessings. It's Baba's call, right, to go. And when God calls you, and you have to be at service, right? And I will keep sharing beautiful news every day. And also see you, because I will do it from there and meet all of you. It will be 6 in the morning in India. So I want to say Om Shanti, and our Om Shanti is to welcome, goodbye, everything is Om Shanti, right? So Om Shanti everyone, and we invoke Baba. Today is, yes, Shivratri. Shiv Jayanti, big celebration in Shantivan. You all can watch on YouTube. It's a big program they had. So happy birthday again. Happy birthday. Om Shanti.
Om Shanti. So, if you have flag, you can keep it with you. We'll remember Baba and, of course, honor our Baba's flag today. Today is the real Shiv Jayanti. So, let's remember Baba.
ओम शांति से मिटे अज्ञान का तम को, अज्ञान का तम को। ओम शांति, ओम शांति, ओम शांति की शक्ति से पत्थर भी होता
Om Shanti. Again, happy birthday. Happy Shiv Jayanti. Yes, Baba's Drishti on us and everyone. Just stay well, protected, and see you all very, very soon.
Om Shanti, we take leave from you all. Some good wishes we need.
Sister Bhumi is going. She wants good wishes, and Sital Ben is going. So they are looking for your blessings.
Thank you, Om Shanti.
Okay, good night, everyone. Good night.
Om Shanti.
Om Shanti. Thank you. Happy journey, Bhumi. Happy birthday.